Sorry I'm a little late tonight. Did have a bit of an issue, but I've got it taken care of. At least I hope. Looks like I got plenty of sound. How is everybody? 9 people waiting already. Yep, 11 and 2 likes. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, everybody. Who else here? Ricky on his way to sorcery. I hope you do well. Have fun, buddy. Hey, Anthony, Charlie, Reverend Larry's here. Hey, John, James. Riveting. You're hilarious, James. Hey, Doug Taylor, how are you? Sean's here. No, man, I'm late. I missed the whole thing. Sorry, man. My phone disconnected from my laptop there for a minute. Hey, Eric, how are you? Hey, Brett. Thanks for tuning in. Gonna have some fun tonight. Probably be a short one. Again, without Phil. I think this is the last night that he's coaching basketball. And he'll be back. I believe he's coming back next week. We got an update on the Kickstarter. Did y'all see that? Unfortunately, it was not a good update. Looks like they're going to be a little late again on shipping. It's only another week. We can put up with another week, right? Super excited. I can't wait to get that tracking number. Once we get a tracking number, and we will then start planning our online box openings. I was talking with Jessica the other day before I went to Chicago, and I think what we're going to do is break down 10 boxes total online. I think AJ's coming in, Nor, Jessica, Corey, myself. Phil will probably pop in towards the end after he gets finished at the real job. And we're just gonna, I think we're all gonna break down one box at a time. So if there's 4 of us here, 4 of us will break down a box and then we'll move on to another one. Sean, I did not sell out of the boxes. I just checked right before I came online. I still have 15 boxes available on the store website, heroesandgames.com. Just do a search for Overpower. Actually, I think there's a banner for Overpower at the top of the page. Just click on that and you can go check it out. They are $179.99, which is the SRP. One thing that I did see in the Facebook post, well, not in a Facebook post, in a reply to somebody's questions in Facebook, it looks like there might be a distributorship deal announced real soon. I don't know if that will be for Kickstarter boxes or is there going to be an unlimited print run without the Kickstarter logo, or are they just talking about the very next set that they release? I'm not sure. Hey, Game Master, yeah, I'm impressed. 8 likes already. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. James says, if it's on the weekend, I might be able to drive down and open a box or 2 with you guys. James, that would be great. The plan is we're going to be, as soon as we get that shipment in, 10 minutes after we open that shipment, we're going to be breaking live on stream. So we can rip a box pretty quick. I'm going to try to do it a little bit slower and get a couple hours of content out of it, but we shall see. We're all pretty excited to see what we can find, and we want to see what the ratios are. I've been trying to get the odds out of Lazarus for the last couple of weeks, and I have not got that yet. I thought I'd have it by now. They are going to be printed on the wrapper, so I've been told. And once we actually get the product in hand, we can figure out the odds a little. Well, we won't have to figure out the odds. They'll be printed on the wrapper. I'm hoping somebody from Lazarus will release that information soon. But because of the way they did it, it is pretty complicated. because they did it through Kickstarter, they increased the odds based on the level that the Kickstarter was funded. So instead of maybe being 1 in 36 packs, some stuff might be 1 in 18 packs. Some stuff might be 1 in 20 instead of 1 in 10. So I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be like, but hopefully we'll know soon. I'd also am very curious as to what the alternate arts are going to be. I know I posted, paid $200 for the alternate art foil version of King Arthur. And now there might not even be one. I was thinking they was going to do alternate arts of all the characters and foils of them. But I'm not sure that's the case. After what I read, went back and looked at the Kickstarter, there might be only 13 ultimate rares, which I think are going to be the ones that are foiled. So, yeah, James, I agree. I got my fingers crossed for a flooding of all the good cards. We'll see. Yeah, I didn't actually do the research into the Kickstarter to see if it even said what the odds are, how they're increased. That would be, or actually, I guess it would be decreased, right? Instead of 1 in 36, it may be 1 in 18. I don't know if it said. I should go back and look at that sometime. But if you are looking for boxes still, we got 15. I sold one right online right before I came on. So somebody saw it and snatched one up. We haven't put any of the starters online. I suppose we should. I guess guys are going to want some starters too, but mostly it's the boosters. There are some exclusive cards in the starters. I don't remember exactly what it was, and I don't know if it'll be enough to make people want to go find those. If you're coming to Origins, there should be plenty of starters available, as Heroes and Games and the Flying Monkey will have product there for sale. Lazarus will be there themselves doing learn to play events with starter decks, and I would assume they're bringing a lot of starter decks. I'm not sure. And Kate Master says, nom nom foils. Yes, I am pretty excited to see some of those foils. It'd just be nice to be able to rip a booster pack again, right? It's been so long since we've had a new set. There's a couple guys messaged me today saying that they're not seeing the Overpower schedule on the Origin site yet. That is true. I have submitted them, and it's been 2 or 3 weeks since I submitted, I believe it was 23 different events over the 4 days. So I am waiting for them to approve them, and as soon as they do, it'll show up in their tabletop events system that they use. Hope you guys will come. It'll be a whole lot of fun. We got a lot of space. There'll be room to casual play if you don't want to play in the tournaments. I think with the pricing we're giving away, the tournament entry fees are not very expensive, so it should be fun. Sound and vision, yay. Yeah, John, you're right. I'm very happy I got sound and you can see me. What's that? Events per starter are unique. The events are only in the starters? Is that what you're saying? I wasn't aware of that, but I'm okay with it. I was a little disappointed in the starters in that there wasn't one with just Edgar Rice Burroughs characters. I would have liked to have seen a Tarzan, John Carter, or maybe take out Tarzan, do a John Carter, Tarstarchus, Elijah, Deja, and Carson of Venus in a starter. I thought that would have been a really cool thing to do. I know Deja Thoris is in one of the starters. I'm not sure which one. I don't remember who's in what, but I thought that would have been something cool to do. A little disappointed that they didn't. Hopefully in the future, things like that will balance out. I'm still waiting on the IP announcement, as I'm sure you guys are too. I was told that last week it would definitely be announced, and it didn't. I was gone. When did I leave? Thursday? Did I go Wednesday? I think I left Thursday. So I was in Chicago Thursday through Sunday, and I thought maybe I just missed the announcement, but nope, it was not announced yet. We all know that Top Cow is going to be part of a set in the future. There is another IP signing announcement coming soon. I'm not allowed to say just yet, but we'll get that one announced as soon as it is inked. But man, some of these, it just takes forever. I don't understand why we haven't got that announcement for the new IP, because you guys are going to love it. I think it's going to bring a lot of people into the game. John says the only way to get power cards until the second wave is with power card stations arrive. I think basic universal training might only be in the starter, but not 100%. That's kind of what I'm hearing. And for Origins, we will have to have Overpowered Ally. How are you? Check it out already? We might have to have some power cards out of the current cards that we have right now, but I got a big box of them, so might be a little short on some 7s and 8s, but everything else is in there. James is asking, do the starter decks seem to have a theme, either character or mechanic wise, or is it more so just one of each grid type? They are somewhat themed. Dr. Watson and Sherlock, I believe, are in the same one. So there is a small theme. I just don't think it's a big one. Hey, Marcel, how are you? Skittle Daddy has joined us. Thanks for tuning in, guys. A lot going on, as you know. So we're getting closer. 1 week closer to the Angry Mob. Yeah, just 1 week away. Well, 1 week till the fulfillment starts shipping. I'll be interested to see how the fulfillment goes. Are they going to ship out the biggest orders first? Or are they going to just try and get a bunch of little ones at? Hi, Jessica. How are you? Horror monsters, right, John, in one of the starters. Yep. When the fulfillment starts flowing, it'll be interesting. I hope you all get on the Facebook page or on the Discord and let us know you have a tracking number, and let us know when the delivery date is set for. I'll definitely be sharing all that information myself as soon as I get it. And as soon as I get it, I will start planning when we're going to live stream it. If it comes in through FedEx, which I'm really hoping for, we get those early in the morning so we can be ripping some boxes by lunchtime here on the East Coast, which would be 9 a.m. On the West Coast. If it comes UPS, that's going to be later in the afternoon. So we shall see. John says the horror monsters in one and the Greek gods in another one. That wouldn't have all 4 characters in the god starter? Are they all gods? I'm not sure. So I got Jessica in the chat. Where's Nor? Nor was supposed to be here tonight. He's going to come play some cards before the stream, but something came up. He didn't make it. And Jessica wanted to go home and eat some dinner. I think she was tired of waiting on Nor to show up. And then he didn't show up on time. AJ had to cancel on me today. Phil's coaching basketball, so I am here by myself. It's all right. We shall carry on. Did you guys see the original art for one of the cards that I posted on Facebook? It was actually at the pulp convention that I was at over the weekend. It was a preliminary sketch for the finalized card. It was not for sale. It was just there for show in the art show, but it was one of the John Carter specials. It was really kind of cool to see it. It was also, I believe, the cover of a Del Rey paperback that came out, I believe it said 1979. Hey, Keith, yeah, it was pretty cool. Oh, yeah, and I saw your comment, Keith, about why John Carter didn't have any clothes on. Whoops. Hi, Jessica. I'm glad Nor's watching with you. Thanks for tuning in, Nor. We missed you today. I kept waiting for you to show up. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, Jessica tells me you weren't coming. It's like, what? Keith's great scene from The Gods of Mars, the second Barcelona book. Yep, it was. I was at this pulp convention. I was set up right behind Mark Wheatley, who is an artist who's done a lot of work for the ERB people, but they didn't choose any of his work. And I asked him about it, and he said the ERB people had not commissioned anything. They had not bought any rights from any of the work that he did for them. So he did not get any of his artwork in the set. I was a little disappointed because I could have got this card signed by Mark. I think I'll see him again at Pittsburgh. I think he goes to the Pittsburgh pulp convention also. But he had a bunch of his original art there for sale. it was crazy priced. And I think there's a couple pieces from ERB material. If I remember right, they were like $5,000. They were 20 by 24 sketches. So finished pencils and inks, but not colored. They were pretty cool. I should have taken some pictures of those too, but I didn't get a chance to go back into the room like I had planned. If you guys are subscribed to my Substack, I sent out a Substack right before I went online tonight. It is a schedule of all of the regionals, origins, and what else did I put? The regionals and the nationals. Those dates on there, they say are tentative. They're like placeholders, so they're not written in stone. I did like the fact that the November date just happens to coincide with the Big Apple Comic Con. So here's hoping the Big Apple Comic Con gets a regional. You guys going to show up for that, right? New York? I know Anthony will be there. Keith says, I'd like to see the ERB characters show up in a later expansion, maybe as variant character cards, along with some new ones. I know that would make Capcom very happy. Yep. John says, saw the Substack email just before I logged in here. Thanks for subscribing, John. I appreciate you. My subscription list is growing a little. I need to post more often. Maybe I could get that subscription list way up there. But I appreciate you guys subscribing. The list, none of the regional locations have been announced. No dates are set in stone. So I am trying very hard to get one in Columbus. I would love it if they would be at the Big Apple Comic Con. I have been in touch with the Big Apple, and they are super excited that they may have a chance to get one. We have talked about space, availability, and if Lazarus wants it, it is there for them. I also have a convention here in Columbus that says they would love to host a regional. So that's 2 of the 4 if we can get them wrapped up. The other 2, I guess, if we're in New York, we're in Columbus, we got to go farther west, right? Oh, Game Master's trying to get them to the LA area. Do it. Make make it a reason for me to fly to LA. I have not ever been to LA. I have been to Sacramento, but I have not ever been to LA. And if you get one out there, Game Master, I will do my very best to be there. 2 tentative places. Well, all right, that's awesome. I hope you can pull it off. I would love to see that. The only problem about one being that far away, if I take Corey and Jessica and Nora with me, I'm going to be running out of employees. Jessica says, we want to go to LA too. Yep, I know. We won't have anybody left to run the store. We have Anthony, one of the employees who is hooked on the game already. We're going to get Jay to at least learn how to play it. Jay is very well known in the HeroClix community. So I don't know that he'd ever leave HeroClix and join us in Overpower, but he definitely wants to learn how to play it. So that'll be exciting. Game Master says, my bro works there at Disneyland? Are you serious? That would be amazing at Disneyland. Might be a little expensive too, but hey, let's find out. John says, no regional and hot states during the summer. I'll melt. Yeah, if you look at the list, I think we're good. Well, July. They want one in July. That might be a hot state, John. I don't know where they're going to go in July. I don't even know what cities they're looking at, although I have been in touch with them and say, hey, Big Apple is interested, and I got a con here in Columbus that's interested. They both offered the space. We've text a little bit about that, but as far as what Lazarus is thinking, I literally have no clue. How hot is LA in July? We could have the first one in LA. Would that be too hot in July? It looks like on their schedule, October, the last weekend of October, well, not even the last week, the last day of October, the first day of November. And then they have another one listed deeper into November. They have 2 dates there as a Friday-Saturday combo. I'm not sure why they did that. At first I thought it was going to be a Saturday-Sunday combo, but the dates they have listed there are Friday-Saturdays. It is going to be a 1-day regional. Every regional will only be 1 day. So if you look at that schedule, kind of take that into consideration, that it's not a 2-day event. You can fly out the day before and leave the same night, or the same night of the event, or stay over and leave the next morning. Doug Taylor says, LA is always good weather, rarely too hot. I like it. Thank you, Doug. All right, that's great. James says, do you think there being so many tournaments between Lazarus Rising now is going to be a good or bad thing for the tournament scene? It's 2 different games. So I don't know how many people are going to be playing both games. I know my crew is all committed to just the new game. So we shall see how that plays out. He says Southern Cal is still going to be nice even in July. No humidity. All right. Game Master, get on them. We want to come to LA in July, the first event. Let's make it happen. Saturday, Sunday might be easier. Friday Night Magic is hard to complete. Yeah, I don't know why they put down these 2 dates, but from what I've been told, it's a Saturday event only. So they're not going to run 2 days. It's just going to be, we're going to start at 9 o'clock in the morning. We're going to run till 11 o'clock at night, whatever it takes to get it into 1 day. I don't know what the expectations are, player-wise. When you throw out the kind of money they're talking, it could be a lot. There could be a lot of people coming in. And by a lot, I mean 100, 120. Would it be possible to get more than 120? I'm not sure. But I would think 120 would be an amazing amount. So we shall see. John says about 100 degrees is pretty normal in midsummer in Southern California. 100 degrees? What? Oh, John, that's all right. I can handle it. I want to go to LA. Now, there you go. John says they're not always in LA, though. Something moderates the climate there. Good. Game Master. From what I understand, Game Master, they're not going to piggyback. I thought that originally was going to be the plan. But if you look at the schedule, it's not. They kind of spaced them out a little. I kind of wonder why they didn't. Because it is two different games, really. I think it'll be two different player bases. I think they're going to bring in a bunch of people who are going to come in just for the big money. And they are obviously not going to go play in those other events. So we shall see. It's going to be interesting, especially when, local stores are going to be running weekly events, hopefully. I know Columbus has Heroes and Games and the Flying Monkey, so we can play on Friday and Saturday in Columbus with no problem. We won't be competing too much with Friday Night Magic locally because those guys probably aren't going to play this new game. So our plan is to run Friday nights here at Heroes and Games. We're going to start at 7 o'clock, run till 9 or 9:30. And we just bring our employees. We'll have 5 players. So hope you guys that are local will come out and play with us. I know AJ will be here every Friday night. Phil, I don't know about Phil. He's still not sold on this new game. But you never know. He might change his mind once he gets out of this basketball commitment. We'll get him back on here and we'll ask him. We'll have at least 6 or 8 guys here every Friday night. Once in a while, we'll all travel out to Flying Monkey and play out there. I believe that's like a 45-minute drive from here. I need to get Stefan back on the stream, talk to him about that. As we get closer to it, maybe we will. We plan on starting, we put a post out, May the 8th, I believe, is a Friday night. I don't know why we didn't take the first Friday in May. Probably I just looked at the calendar wrong and gave Jessica the wrong date to put in the post. But we will be running starting in May. We're going to be taking it pretty serious. As you know, we're all pretty competitive. So we don't play too much casual around here. So we shall see how things turn out. But we'll probably play different decks every Friday night until we find one that really works for us. And John says they might be putting up enough money to bring some of the Magic and Pokemon tournament sharks to try the new OP. Yeah, John, you might be right. Hey, AJ, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, there's enough money that the Magic guys may tune in and try it. The Pokemon, man, we just can't get very many Pokemon players to show up here. I don't know what the problem is. It's probably more of a location issue. Being downtown Columbus with no free parking. But we have had a pretty hardcore base of 4, 5, 6 players showing up Friday nights lately for Pokemon. We might be able to swing a couple of them over into Overpower once in a while. Yeah, Game Master. How about you? Where are you going to be playing on the weekends? You got a spot wrapped up? You got a store that's going to let you come and run some events? I know Robin in Pennsylvania has already been running some events, which is really, really cool. And somebody else was on. Oh, Game Master. Yeah, you got scheduled on there, right? You guys are the 2 guys that have them scheduled on there. I need to go on into the app and get that scheduled. Have you guys messed around with the new deck builder lately? Finch and Sparrows on Sundays. Okay, Game Master. I forgot that was you. Yep, that's awesome. The deck builder was a little glitchy last week. I haven't looked at it while I was at the PulpCon. So, did they fix anything? It's just... Hey, Jarek, how are you? Good to see you online. Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. John says, hard for Pandemonium to run anything but Magic on Friday nights. Yep, I understand that. We're looking at Wednesday or Thursday for our weekly events. You know, we considered Thursday nights for ours also. Honestly, I don't know why we ended up with Friday. I think it's because we all, well, Corey and I and Anthony all work Fridays, so we can just stay and play. Jessica and Noor live like 5 minutes away, so it's nothing for them to come in on a Friday. I think that's probably why we chose Friday. Game Master says Finch and Sparrow is kind of official, unofficial. They don't buy into new games that often. Well, you got to work something out with them, Game Master. Just get them to buy 6 boxes and let's see what happens. 6 boxes, well, it's kind of hard to, you can't go on the Kickstarter and buy them now. But I have heard a rumor there will be some wholesaling of boxes to stores through Lazarus. And I believe it's the Kickstarter version, but I'm not sure. And even if it's not, when they get into a print run without the Kickstarter logo, they've got 2 distributors in the States, I think, already locked up, and another one that they're talking to. 2 that are locked up. ACH, not ACH. That's how you. I don't remember. Something. ACD, and GTS, and they're trying to get in at Southern Hobby, and then they have somebody up in Canada. So they're supposed to announce that. I don't know why. Just do that out there on a post on Facebook, on a reply to somebody. But ACD, GTS, says John, thank you. And Joe said today they're talking with Southern Hobby. I don't use ACD. GTS is my main supplier. Southern Hobby is very big. I'm surprised they didn't go with Alliance. My Alliance rep followed me on Substack, which was really cool. So I kind of thought Alliance might be picking up Overpower, but not according to what Joe put out today. Keith says, Sean, HR Derby, a tip about fixing the deck builder sometimes. Set the format tab to modern. Oh. Keith, did Sean say something about it? Did I miss something here? Let me scroll back up real quick and see what I missed. I don't see anything from him. But that's a very good point, Keith. Thank you for bringing that up. Set the format tab to modern. Should help. Game Master is hoping for Southern Hobby. Yep. I mean, I can get all I want from GTS, I believe, because they're a big distributor and we're a pretty big account with them. Oh, okay. Gotcha, Keith. He said something on the Discord. But I kind of would like to back it up through Southern Hobby. I tell you right now, I only ordered the 42 box retailer tier of the Kickstarter. When the next set releases, I'm going to order at least 3 times that many. That's how big the next IP is going to be. So it's going to be huge. Will it carry the game until we get a Marvel license? That's my biggest concern. I also confidentially was told approximately when the second IP is going to release, and I'm a little disappointed with that, but I understand what they're thinking. And I don't mean Lazarus, I mean the IP. So we're going to be a little thin on sets for a while. But we got to get to that Marvel license. I'm under the impression that the Marvel license will come first. And if they get a Marvel license, then DC will come knocking on the door, because DC doesn't like Marvel to have something that they don't have. We'll see. I could be all wrong, and it could be easier for them to get the DC license, and that could lead into the Marvel license. I don't think Magic the Gathering having the Marvel license is going to matter one bit. But we have to get to Marvel Overpower. That's the only reason I'm in this. I mean, I love the game, but I want the Marvel characters. I'm not looking forward to playing a lot of characters between now and the next 2 years that aren't Marvel characters. I want to get them to the Marvel license. So that's kind of why I'm pushing it so much. This ERB World Legends set, I think, is a good start. I think it's a way to show Marvel that they can do it. The next IP announcement is huge. The one after that is not as big, but it's good. It's a nice a notch in the old gun, but it's going to help lead to another one too. I'm pretty sure. I'm confident, as they are at Lazarus, is that it will lead to something else. So the big IP, the next IP is just kind of but it's going to help get them into an even bigger IP than the one we're about to announce. Did I say that clearly, or did I just muddle that up? John says, GTS is fine for me. I spend $45K every pre-release, and they are a major distributor for me for a lot of other things. ACD tends to be expensive, but customer service is great. Yeah, I've never used them at all, just because I was with GTS off the bat, and shortly thereafter Southern Hobby, so I just didn't need them. Keith says, will it carry the game until we can get to the Turtles, though? I think yes. From Turtles, it's a much smaller step to Marvel. That's a good point. Could the Turtles be in Overpower sometime next year? And that's a great one. I would be all for it. I think it could happen. I don't know would it happen that soon. Next year, how many sets? If we get 3 sets a year, yeah, I can see that third set next year being Turtles. Can I see the second set next year being the Turtles, though? That's the question. I like the groundwork they're laying. My only concern is missing so many dates and always saying we're going to do this at this time and not hitting it. And I know it's hard not to promise things to people because we're all bugging them all the time. When's it coming? When's it coming? When's it coming? And then they put it out there and tell us, okay, it's going to be here, and they don't make it. But it's hard not to put out dates, right? Because that's what we want. We want to know the date when something's coming, and we bug them, and they don't hit the date, and I don't know that it's on us, but we kind of make it worse because we ask so much. John says, hopefully the consultant they just hired will help with opening a door or two at Marvel. Fill me in, John. What did I miss? They hired another Oh, Steve Dombrowski. Steve, I think you're talking about Steve. Yeah, that was huge. That was huge. Somebody at Marvel already commented. I believe it was on LinkedIn. When he saw that Steve got hired, he said, hey, I'm interested in what these guys are doing. So we shall see. Did the original next IP get pushed back for another IP again? No. Yep. Okay. John's yep is to Steve Dombrowski. Doug Taylor's no is to James about the next IP get pushed back for another IP again. No. Man, things have been in such flux. The original plan was ERB, World Legends, then the new IP, and then Top Cow. Then it looked like the new IP wasn't going to get signed in time, and they were going to move it to the third set and run with Top Cow. Then the third IP, or the big IP, said, hey, we can have it signed in time for the second set. And then Top Cow was pushed back to the third set, which it was originally planned to be. So that's what the timeline is right now. ERB, World Legends set now, the next IP, and then Top Cow. We shall see if any of that changes. I don't think the second big IP that they haven't announced yet is going to bump Top Cow. We shall see. But it's kind of exciting that they're actively out there looking at these IPs. And I would think that they have talked to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't know how far they have gotten, but I'm sure they've reached out to them. Yeah, James, Top Cow is that was spoiled a very long time ago, so you're okay there, buddy. But the one that they're about to announce, which hopefully will come any day now, is going to bump Top Cow back to its original position, which was the third set. I have not heard any spoilers from any of the playtesters that are going on with the next set, but I'm sure they're going to start leaking things out eventually. But we're probably going to have a good bit of time to play ERB World Legends. I don't think. But did they spoil that? Game Master. I can't believe they haven't announced it. Everything that they've been putting out, they need to announce that distribution deal properly, not just in a follow-up to in the comment section of a post. And they need to announce that IP. And they need to announce a date for it. And I know I just complaining that they can't hit a date, so maybe they shouldn't announce the date. But the date, the scheduled date does make sense, and maybe they can announce that one. We shall see. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm complaining about them giving dates and then not making it, and then saying, hey, let's announce the next IP when it's going to release. You might want to check their WonderCon panel. I looked for information on the WonderCon panel. I didn't see anything. What happened there? Fill me in, Game Master. And where did you see it? Because I didn't see anything on Facebook about it, other than they said they were there. John says, right holders often have right of approval clauses and also have timelines for their cross-advertising. Yep. They're going to make a lot of noise with this next IP as soon as they announce it. Oh, okay, Game Master. Was the WonderCon panel streamed on WonderCon's website? Is that what you're telling me to go check out? You saw it live. Oh, aren't you special? Front row. Awesome. I wish I could have been there. And the ERB people were there, and I think that's why they didn't come to the Pulp Convention this year. We were celebrating the 150th birthday of Edgar Rice Burroughs at this Pulp Convention, and ERB wasn't there. I was like, oh, that doesn't make sense. How could they not be there? But I think it was because they couldn't do 2 weekends in a row. But I'll go look. I'll see if they streamed it. Game Master, you don't want to drop any nuggets in here? Let us know something. Down the street from Disney. Everything's down the street from Disney in LA, though, right? Because it's so big. Yep, they were at WonderCon. ERB was at WonderCon. That's why they didn't come to the Pulp Fest, I think. It's the first time I can ever remember them not being at that Pulp convention. Joe did 2 panels. Did not know that. Was Ron at both of them? I think Ron was supposed to be there with him, right? I'm sure he got a lot of excitement out of people with the artwork that they're using. They used a lot of Joe Jusko art on the ERB characters. They used a lot of art from another artist for ERB. I can't think of his name now. It starts with a W, but it wasn't Mark Wheatley. So I'm sure they did show a lot of the cards. The mission cards, I think, are all Joe Jusko art, aren't they? So it's pretty cool. Enjoying a lot of it. What was the other panel? He did ERB. Were both of them ERB? Or did he sit in on somebody else's? I know Mark Silvestri was on a panel with him at one of the other cons. Did he sit in with Mark somewhere talking about Top Cow maybe? I think we're kind of spoiled by the amount of, or how easy it is to see these guys at Lazarus Rising games and get information from them. We're kind of spoiled by it, and we just see them at these events, see them on Facebook, and they do their best to reply. You guys checked out the rule book? I still haven't read the rule book yet. I should have done that while I was out there at the con over the weekend. I had some downtime, but I forgot. I think Corey has not only read it, or maybe it was AJ. AJ printed it out, maybe. And did you guys check out the newsletter? That second newsletter released a couple weeks ago. They did a great write-up on the Champ of Champs. That was so cool to see. Thought they did an excellent job on that. And Game Master says the main one was for Overpower, was first announced, and 150 years of ERB got announced after. Yeah, I can't believe they weren't at the Pulp convention celebrating 150 years of ERB with us, but like I said, I guess they couldn't do 2 at once. And Jessica and Nora, in case you're wondering, we have made it through almost an hour of this show without talking about Bo Jackson. How about that? Are you surprised? Impressed? So, hopefully we'll get Bo Jackson into this game eventually, somehow. Maybe a superhero fill-in for Marvel. Marcel, you've been awfully quiet in the chat tonight. No comment? Nothing going on? I planned to listen to your podcast on the drive out to Chicago last week. Now I can't remember why I didn't listen to it. Wow. Thanks, Jessica. Yeah, James. Next week maybe we'll do a whole hour on Bo Jackson. It was a packed house. That's awesome. Anthony says, add a Bo Jackson segment. Well, that would be pretty cool. I saw Bo Jackson was signing autographs at a sports card convention a couple weeks ago. That would have been cool. All right, Game Master, fill us in on these in-depth announcements. What did you hear? John says, Rulebook has a few minor typos, but overall it's very good, and just about everything for Modern should resolve. We still need a judge guide for penalties and restoring game states due to error. Yes. Okay. I'm pretty sure the penalties is kind of like work it out between the two players. But there will be need to be something set in stone about it that players can't work it out. You're right. Game Master says Bo knows overpower. Yes, he does. Is there anything Bo doesn't? Bo Jackson expansion. Wouldn't that be cool? Time Traveler would definitely pick up Bo. Oh, that'd be hilarious. How are we gonna get Bo Jackson in this game? I got to work on that. I'll submit it to the play testers and see if they can come up with a way to get Bo Jackson in. He'd be like their Oracle, 8 intellect. Yeah, I like it. Maybe they could make him like a Beyonder type character. That'd be kind of cool. So, all right, guys, I'm getting a little off target with this Bo Jackson stuff. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I will just mention real quick again, Origins, June 18th to the 22nd, 19th to the 22nd. They start counting on Wednesday. There will be no events on Wednesday. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 23 events. I hope you guys come. We'll have a whole lot of fun. Don't forget the pint glasses that are going to be here. Oh, I need to get with Joe on that and see if he's spoiled it yet. I still don't know where those pint glasses are going to be, but I will find out. And I'll let you guys know. And how many there will be. I heard from one source it was only 1 pint glass. I heard from another source it was 4. I don't know where yet, James, but I'm working on it. Game Master says definitely strength and fighting for Bo. Yep. John says Bo could model for Mr. Terrific to get DC. I like it. Oh, Larry sent me a DM. Okay, I'll check it in a bit. Right now, Larry, I use my phone as the camera. And so ever since my equipment got stolen, so I'll check it when I get off the air. James says, I'll be driving through Columbus that weekend and have to stop to grab one. I'll let you know where it's going to be, James, as soon as I find out. Thanks for streaming. All the best, guys. Thanks for tuning in, John. Guys, thanks again for subscribing to the YouTube channel, to the Substack. Appreciate you. Thanks for all your comments on Facebook. You guys are great. You have John wants a set of pint glasses. I know, but I'm working on it for you, pal. We have already put the spies out. We're trying to find out what bar is going to have these glasses, and we'll spoil it for y'all just as soon as we know. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you don't mind, can you give me a like on your way out? I would really appreciate it. We're up to 12 right now. That's awesome. You guys have a great week, and we'll welcome Phil back next Monday night. Thanks for tuning in. Whoops, I forgot that part.